Thanks for your support as a channel member, Jonathan Scatoff. Boys and girls, this is the first video I've been able to record since the series started releasing. I had a few of them batched up because I was away for a few days. And goodness me, am I blown away by the reaction, the response to this series. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed making these first few episodes as well. Thank you to everyone who's commented on the videos, shared them around places. Those of you who've liked the videos, thank you, thank you, thank you. As I always say, it makes such a huge difference to the success of a video, and I think it's been proven with this series again. When you lot get behind it and are really excited by a series, it just blows up, and that's what's been happening, and it's awesome. So thank you for your support. Long may it continue. If we could get 2,000 likes again on this video, that would be awesome. But yeah, I'm more than anything, I'm just super glad that you're enjoying it as much as I'm enjoying making it. So thank you for the support. Hello and welcome to part 4 of the Bourne Legacy. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have 2 games for you in the United Counties League Division 1. We're away against Birstall and at home against Whittlesea Athletic. Since you were last with me, I don't actually remember at which point the last episode was. I think we were sort of here somewhere. In fact we did. We played Syllaby Rangers on the last video, didn't we? So since then, we've continued our run in the FA Vars. We're through into the second round of the FA Vars. Which I'm not showing you today because I'm not that interested in it until it gets really interesting. I mean, look, there's so many teams still in it, and we are going to come up against teams from higher divisions at some point and probably get knocked out. At the moment, Tavistock, I think that's a Tier 9 league. It's hard to know for sure, but I think we played a Tier 9 team in the last round as well. I think, where are we? I think Paddiham. I think that's a Tier 9 league as well. So hold on, that's the Counties Leagues ranked 212, whereas we're in the English level 10, which is, yeah, so we've already beaten one team from one step above us. We're facing another one. If it starts to get really interesting, like to the point where we're into quarterfinals or things like that, which looks like it's a long way away, I'll start focusing a little bit more on that. But for now, it's all about the league. And as you can see, our league form has continued to be lovely, scoring lots of goals, not conceding any, and the league table looks like this. We are still top of the league after 14 games. Syllaby Rangers, who were the team who beat us in the last episode, are chasing hard. They're only 4 points behind us, but we do have that 4-point gap, and I think it's not the two of us, but I think it's the top 2 who get automatically promoted at the end of the season. So I don't mind one team chasing us. It's if 2 start chasing us that it's a problem. And once again, we are facing one of those teams who are there or thereabouts. Birstall are up in 3rd place, and if they can get a win over us the way Syllaby Rangers did, then we have a little bit of a problem. As you can see, Jaffet Matter still scoring lots of goals, 13 goals from 12 starts for us, so not quite as prolific as he had been, but then I did mess him around a little bit. I played him at left back once, just because we brought in a new player, and I'll show you my new player now. If we head over to the transfer screen, the new striker that we brought in is James Morris, who, star rating wise, is supposed to be even better than Matter. He's a 5-star current ability striker, as you can see, but he's not scored quite as prolifically as Matter yet. So he did play up front on his own once or twice with Matter dropping back to play as wing back. But since then, I've actually changed the system around for the last couple of matches, and the system now looks like this. We've decided we're doing so well, let's abandon the holding midfielder, because it was our weakest player, star rating-wise anyway. We were playing like a 2-star player as defensive midfielder, so we might as well just go to a 4-2-4 and try and overpower teams. It seems to be working okay so far. Hopefully it continues to go okay today. We do have another new player in there in the shape of Will Marsh. So you can see we're not just signing the old men now. I'm trying to youngen it up a little bit. Will Marsh is 23 and a 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential player who hasn't quite performed to those standards yet, but hopefully will get to that level. And Chris Parr is the other new player who's coming, who can play centre-back or right-back. He's a 3-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, 22-year-old in both of those positions, formerly of Millwall and some non-league clubs. So trying to not just bring in old men all the time, but trying to keep a decent mix of old men and youngsters with potential. But I don't want to rely fully on the youngsters, because obviously youngsters are more likely to move on. Matter is unhappy because I signed Morris, he got a grump on. You're not being replaced, you idiot. You've played every game since he arrived. I know I played you left back once. Let's not fall out over it. So we've got Winterton in goal, a back four of Bevan, Boardman, Francis and Parr, with Shuka and Marsh in midfield, Byrne and Simmons as our wingers, and then Matter and Morris up front. Let's get into the match. Finances-wise, we're still considered to be over our wage budget. Someone did make an awesome suggestion, though, in the comments, which I am in the process of following through on. Yes, we should be winning this game, even though they're one of our closest challengers. The youngsters who we don't want, the youth players who are on £5 a week, any of them who are already 17, we can now offer a permanent like a big boy contract. We can give them a big boy contract, which would then be a non-contract, which we can release them from. So the problem we had is having all these players who we're giving a £5 a week to, we're never going to use, but we couldn't release without having to pay them a release fee. If we get them onto their grown-up contracts, we can then release them for nothing. So the majority of the current under-23 squad are currently over the moon because they've been offered big boy contracts, and as soon as they sign them, they're gone. Apologies for any background noise just there. The bin men were outside. I assume one of them's kid is in our youth team at the moment and heard what was going on, so decided to just start smacking the bin with a big stick and making loads of noise. But they've moved on now. Hopefully it wasn't too disruptive at the start of this match. But we're defending, which is new for us, really. Like you saw from the schedule at the start, we haven't conceded a goal for a long, long time. Matter is through here. Can he get his 14th goal of the season? It's a poor effort that he sends very far wide. But yeah, we're not used to defending at all. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with this new system when we face a team where we are going to have to do a little bit of defending. This is probably our first proper test since we've switched to the 4-2-4. And here's Matter clear again with the through ball from Morris. Matter shoots, and it's a good save from the goalkeeper with the longest name in the history of the world. He had two very long names there, but we have a corner. Let's not worry about his names. We've got a corner. Shuka to take. Corner is floated over towards Matter. Can't quite get there, but he's collected the scraps, but then messed them up, and it's cleared by the Birstall defender. I'm so excited. My throat is going. We've got a couple of players who aren't having a very nice time. Burns picked up an injury. We're just going to ask for 10 minutes of passion just to try and cheer these two up. It hasn't worked, and I think we are going to have to take Burn off. We don't really have... I think Melligan can play wide, but we haven't really experimented with other wingers because Burn has been doing such a good job down that left-hand side, despite only being classed as a 2-star player. If you look on his coach report, he's considered surplus to requirements, but obviously he's been performing well above that level, which I guess is only to be expected when the people making those judgments have got 1- and 2-star judging current ability, so they're going to get it wrong a little bit at the time, which is always fun. Let's assertively say, yeah, you're not doing too badly. Keep working hard. We don't want them to think they're doing too good. But Byrne has got a foot injury, needs to come off. We don't really have anyone who can go on that left-hand side. I mean, Matter can play left back, but I don't want to be pulling him out to the left wing, because apparently he can play striker and left back, but not left wing, which is, I mean, that's normal. He's competent as a left winger. Simmons, I mean, and it might have to be Matter. Although I'm saying put Matter out there, we don't have another striker at the club, so we're actually going to have to put Melligan out there. Shuka could potentially go out. Shuka might be better, and Melligan in midfield. We'll do that. Shuka has played a couple of times there, really early on, because he was one of the first ones who came in. I think he did play a couple of games out on that left-hand side quite early. That was a weird goal. I need to see that from the other angle. Okay, it being an own goal makes a little bit more sense. Matter wheeled away in celebration. Let's have a little look at it from the other side. So the cross comes in. Matter headed it across goal into their defender, and it's sort of bobbled past the keeper. That had non-league written all over it. I love a bit of non-league. That was lovely stuff. And we've still got Marsh looking nervous. One thing we do have plenty of is midfielders, though. So if he needs to come off because he's getting all flustered. He's not getting fluffed. It's because he's getting all flustered. We'll perhaps take him off. Melligan, Marsh out to Shuka. Oh my word, Shuka down the left-hand side. Cross comes in, but there is nobody there to receive it, and they look to clear down our left-hand side where we're not really closing down. This is that whole not used to defending thing again. And there you go. The top scorer in the league, Liam Fitzpatrick for Birstall. We need to have a little look at him, get him scouted, get him in on trial. Has got an equaliser, and it's the first goal we've conceded since the last episode. So clearly, we only concede goals when you lot are watching. So if you could all do me a favour, I don't need you to not watch the videos, but maybe when the other team are attacking, just shut your eyes. Because if you can't see it, it can't happen. That's my theory around us conceding goals. But Birstall are coming at us again, and this is where an extra man in midfield might have been a good idea for today. Luckily, he shoots over on this occasion. But I think that is my cue to make another substitution. Mata's not playing very well at all. We don't have a defensive midfielder to bring on because I'm a genius. Although Marsh could drop back there. I don't want to drop back anyway. We're drawing. We want to try and win the game. Shuka's not playing very well. Should we bring Ring on for him? Stick Melligan out there, which was the original plan. Could we put Simmons over there? I think we tried that already, didn't we? Someone, in fact, Simmons can go up front because he's the other striker. So we could do this. Then make Mata, he'd actually rather be a winger than an inside forward. Simmons apparently can't play in any of the striker roles, which is just weird. So let's give Morris a go as the advanced forward. And you can be a pressing forward with Mata as a winger on that. So right, that looks like that makes a little bit more sense. I don't want to push any more attacking because a draw is fine. We'd like a win, but a draw is fine. We'll ask for a bit more passion again. Another 10 minutes, please, lads. I know you've got it in you. And then we've just got defenders left here now. Parr can come off for Koo at right back. I mean, it's not a game changer, but Parr's tiring. Koo is an out-and-out fullback, whereas Parr is more a centre-back playing at fullback. So I don't know what's happened here. An offside. Fair enough. So, I mean, if anything, he's going to be a little bit more comfortable in that position. Certainly a little bit more comfortable pushing on the overlap and linking up with Melligan on that right-hand side. But it looks like we're not going to grab the winner. 1-1. 1-1 away against a team who are potentially promotion rivals for us. That's fine. As long as we now go into the home game we've got and beat Whittlesea Athletic, who are down in the relegation scrap. As long as we beat them, we'll consider that a successful episode. Well, we've had the first couple of youngsters who've signed contracts, then immediately been released. So there's a few more of them coming through. So hopefully that'll start getting us a little bit closer to where we're supposed to be on that wage budget thing, which we're still struggling with. I think it's fine as long as we're top of the league. It becomes less fine if we fall down the league. Just to confirm I'm not insane. I haven't actually looked at this wages page yet. So this is, I don't really know how this one works. This doesn't make a huge amount of sense. But the thing that I look at to check that I'm doing all right is the actual player wages expenditure. So last month, we only spent £425 on wages. This month, it's the 30th of October. This month, we've only spent £340 on wages. So the fact that we're spending less in an entire month than our weekly budget suggests we're actually doing okay, even though because of the way the game works out, the allocation of... It's complicated, but I think we're doing all right. We just need to remind the game that we are. There's one change we've made to the game against Whittlesea as well, and it's the change we made when Bourne picked up that knock in the last game. He is fit to play, but not fully fit. So Bourne's going to start from the bench. Shuka's going to start out on the left-hand side. Melligan in midfield. Other than that, it is the same team that played in that last match and played well. We were away from home against a good side, and we were all right. So there you go. We should be winning this one comfortably. Whittlesea are a team who have been struggling this season. You can see them down there in 17th spot. It's not actually showing on there as a relegation spot. And that's because I don't think we've got relegations turned on for this league because we're using a Tier 10 database. We're in Tier 10. I don't think there are relegations. I could be wrong. I guess we'll find out at the end of the season. James Morris has just got his second goal for us. It's a lovely finish as well. An assist from Simmons and Morris. We'll continue talking about potential relegations in a second. But for now, let's look at the replay of this one. So Marsh played it out to Simmons. Simmons, ball forward. Morris just takes a touch there, second touch. And then it's a very comfortable finish from Morris. That is what we brought him in to do. We've got Morris and Mata there as two very, very good strikers for this level, plus the opportunity to refer to them as the M&M strike partnership and sell like Bourne branded M&Ms in the club shop That's my thinking. Matt has got his 17th goal of the season now, and if the one from Morris was a good finish, that one from Mata is just a sensational solo effort, and eventually these two are going to figure out how to play together and be completely unstoppable. But for the time being, they're pretty unstoppable playing as individuals. They're both playing as the lone striker in this system at the moment, and eventually they'll become a partnership, and that will be a lovely day. Bevan plays it forward, looking for Mata, who can't get the flick on in the direction that he was looking to do it, but we continue the move anyway. Bevan on the left-hand side. Cross comes in for Simmons. It dropped for Morris, but not quite well enough, and it continues again through Milligan, and now Shuka. Mata can't quite get hold of the pass through from Shuka, but the ball forward from Whittlesea, and there's nobody there chasing onto it. They're just in defend mode, and we've got our third, and there's only 11 minutes on the clock, and we are absolutely ripping them apart. We've had 3 shots and scored 3 goals. Where was this kind of prolific attacking in the last match where we just needed 1 goal? We're going to win 15-0 today, and we don't need all these. I mean, the goals are fun. It's nice to watch, but we could have done with one of these against Birstall. But it does show the difference in quality between us at the top of this league and the teams around about in the phantom relegation zones, where I don't think they'll ever get relegated. But I mean, Irchester are not having a very nice time on 4 points. Mata is in again. Mata, it's offside. It was a lovely piece of control and another lovely finish, but it is disallowed. And part of me wants to just tell the lads to ease off a little bit. We're 3-0 up. I don't want this video to be 40 minutes long, and if we keep scoring goals, it makes the video longer and longer and longer. I don't want I've done too many half-hour-long videos in this series already. I want to get back to my normal 20 minutes long. It's not even that I've been adding in extra matches. It's just the matches we've played have gone on a bit because we're scoring so many goals, and there's a lot of in-betweeny stuff going on at the moment, like transfers every episode. Let me know what you think about the episode lengths. If they are feeling a little long, we could maybe drop down to 1 match an episode if we've got lots of transfers and other things happening, just so that we're not coming in at half an hour every single day. Because I know half an hour a day is quite a big commitment. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'm happy to go with what the majority think. Mata is in again and scores again, and he's offside again. I mean, it's like a carbon copy of the one from just a couple of minutes ago. And Mata could have had a hat-trick at this point if it hadn't been for the pesky rules of the game. But as it stands right now with these 2 results, I mean, to be fair, we've played a lot more games than everyone else. Now, I don't know why we're playing tonight when nobody else is. It might be because we've got that cup game at the weekend, so we're perhaps playing our match early, and everyone else will be playing at the weekend. Mata has had a hat-trick of goals disallowed for offside now, as well as scoring 1 for himself. I mean, I don't think it would hurt for us to take that boy to one side at half-time with the salt and pepper pots and do the whole explanation of how offside works, because he's not doing very well at it today, is he? Morris is in and decides to shoot rather than passing to Mata, who presumably was stood in an offside position. And we have the corner from it. Shuka with the corner, floats it over, nobody there, but it ends up back with Shuka again, who's going to get another opportunity to get the ball into the penalty area, plays it across to Francis, who should not be in their half. He should be back defending. Not that we need to do very much of that, really, against a team like this. Although they are on an attack here, which doesn't look like it's teeing up a counter-attack for us. It was an actual attack that led to a shot. I don't care for it. Let's go and score 3 more goals to punish them for it. You can see we've got a lot of complacent and uninterested players now. And that's the challenge in these situations. They're now getting a player sent off. But how do I motivate this team to not just give up in the second half? So what we will do is passionate. No. Assertive. Don't get complacent. There you go. An assertive, don't get complacent. If they're now complacent, they're directly ignoring me. They are deliberately not following very clear, assertive instructions. And now Whittlesea are in, and Winterton, luckily, has remembered today that he's the best goalkeeper in this league and makes the save. But Whittlesea do have a corner. And again, this is more attacking than I was anticipating us being on the receiving end of in this game. There's 85 people here, and only 3 of them have come from Whittlesea. Do you think they all came in the same car? I mean, I live almost halfway between Bourne and Whittlesea. They're getting another player sent off here. So for me, I think they probably could have brought more than 3 fans. I mean, if all the players had brought their girlfriends, there'd be more than 3 fans here. That's not very supportive partners at Whittlesea Athletic, clearly. Or bring your granddad. Your granddad would love to watch you play. But no, it's 9 men, Whittlesea. I mean, they could... I'm happy to say here and now, at 4-0 up with them down to 9 men, if all of their fans want to come on the pitch and play, I won't object to that. I think that's probably fine. But it is at 54 minutes, Bourne 4, Whittlesea 0, 9-man Whittlesea 0. I'm quite interested to see what happens if they get a couple more red cards, because I know theoretically, is it if you have 3 or 4 people? If you go down to 7 men or 8 men that the game is abandoned? I know there is precedent, but I'm not sure what it is. I forget. Right, Marsh is the only player not green, so we're going to take him off. I'm not going to bring Everett on. Well, actually, having said that, I don't have another central midfielder on the bench, so looks like I am going to bring Everett on, and I'll just drop him back there, and we'll do that. And then we'll just look for fitness, I guess, to see who else we need to change. Shuka is an old man. Burn can come on and play. Probably doesn't need to come on and play, but I imagine he'd like to get on and join in the fun after picking up that knock at the weekend. Give him a little bit of a run out, stretch his legs, see if he's going to be okay for the upcoming cup game. That feels like good non-league management. Here is Burn playing the ball forward for Simmons, who is in acres of space. He's got Mata in the middle as well, tries to go it alone, wins the corner. And I think we're going to go more positive, and we're just going to try and get a couple more goals. Goal difference is always fun. Milligan with the corner, floats it over. Mata's there, straight at their keeper. Mata could have scored so many goals today. It's bizarre when he's on an 8.4 and has already scored to say he's having an off day, but he's absolutely having an off day. We're going to bring Coates on for Francis as our final change. Again, just for fitness reasons more than anything. It could have easily been Boardman rather than Francis, but Francis was slightly more tired at the time he came off. Milligan and there you go, John Boardman rewarding me for keeping him on the pitch with number 5, and that's his first goal for the club, and does secure us. Well, it secures us nothing, but means we end the episode 11 points clear of 3rd place, which is the cut-off for promotion. But obviously, with all the teams behind us having at least 1, some of them 2 games in hand, which presumably the majority of those games in hand are going to take place at the weekend when we're playing in the FA Vars. I guess that means there aren't very many other teams, or maybe not any other teams, who've made it through to what I think is the 2nd round of the FA Vars. So we're not doing too badly. We did concede a goal here. We'll just have a little look at what happened playing against 9 men. I think it's just a lapse of concentration from our defenders. And Winterton probably thinks it's going over, but it doesn't, because he doesn't really try and make the save. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter. We've won 5-1. It was a good win. Everybody's happy. And from there, we will go on and play another bunch of games again. You can see the draw has now happened for the United Counties League Cup, which, I mean, that's an interesting one. Presumably the Premier League teams come into that at some point as well. But that might be a winnable cup for us, that would be nice. Nice to win something. But same as we've been doing so far, we're going to go and play 6 to 8 league games I think it's safe to say it's pretty clear how this season's likely to turn out at this point. So we want to just get through some games, probably come back somewhere around here, mid-December. And if the cups get interesting in the meantime, we'll come back for them a little sooner. But if you have enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.